So now that we've talked about the basics of process stream and process input using a stream, I'm going to focus on another method called printPhrases. And this will be used to illustrate some other features in Java 8 streams, another set of aggregate operations, or specifically another aggregate operation that's really important. So let's talk about what this method does from a visual point of view. So what this method does is it, after everything else is run, and we've gotten all these lists of search results and so on, this is the method that actually displays the results. And right now it's very simple. It just prints them out on the screen. It's not a fancy GUI other than just displaying the text. And so what it does is, for each play, for each title, it tells you which phrase that we searched for occurred in which title and at what character offset it showed up. Right? So classic quotes, to be or not to be, it's a classic Shakespeare quote. Here's brevity is the soul of wit. Neither a borrower nor a lender be, which certainly wouldn't do very well for the banking industry, but it's a good thing to remember. Just keep yourself out of debt. And what we'll do is we'll show how we use the Flatmap and collect grouping by aggregate operations in order to produce this output. So here's what this looks like. Remember, we take as input our list of search results. So we've got our list of search results, and we call stream on that and turn it into a stream of lists of search results, okay? And then we're going to run this thing through something called Flatmap. And Flatmap is basically going to flatten the list of search results into a stream of search results. So there'll just be a single flat stream. And the way we're going to do this is we're going to call Flatmap with list : stream as the method reference. And that's basically going to flatten out the stream of lists of search results into a stream of search results. And I'll visually show you what that does. What it basically does is it takes each of the lists that are coming in and essentially takes the elements out of those lists and puts them into one big stream. So each list turns out to be the elements that are in the stream, right? The search results alone. So that's what we're doing. We're flattening it out. And then the last thing we do here, which is really super cool, is we use the collect reduction operation in conjunction with the grouping by collector in order to collect the results in a clever way. And the way we're going to do it is we're going to end up triggering intermediate operations and then collecting the results into a map of strings, the titles of the Shakespeare plays, with the list of search results that correspond to that particular title. So we're taking the input here and we're generating this list of search results at the end. And so this was a really, really concise way to get ourselves a real easy to work with data structure, a collection, a map in this case, and then we can print the map and the output looks really cool. So let's take a look at how we implement this. This is what the visualization is. This is where it occurs. And here's the actual code that you can see here. So we take in our list of search results and we turn it into a stream. So now we've got a list of search results, or sorry, we have a stream of lists of search results, which is still unwieldy for our purposes here. So then we call Flatmap, and that basically the way to think about it logically is it takes each list of search results and it kind of pulls all the search results out of a list and sticks them into a stream one after another, right? One list after another. So it just flattens the lists into a single stream. And yeah, Matt. Yes, it's like a dimensionality reduction. That's a good way to look at it. I tend to think of it like, if you were at an airport and you had multiple lines and you wanted to make one line from the multiple lines, or if you were on a highway where there was road work being done and you wanted to take multiple lanes and merge them into one lane. Now, of course, in that case, you would probably each lane would let like one car go and they'd be all merged together. In this case, it's more like, one lane of traffic gets to go, then the next lane of traffic gets to go, then the next lane of traffic gets to go, and so you end up with one lane with all the contents of the other lanes that were there. That's kind of the way to think about the reduction that's taking place here, the flattening. Yeah, good question. So keep in mind, in general, Flatmap can return greater than, equal to, or less than the number of elements. In this case, we're going to take in a list of, we take a stream of a list of search results, and we get back a much bigger stream. So it's going to be more elements, but it could be less, it could be equal. It all depends on various conditions of what you're trying to do. And then the last thing we do is we call collect, which triggers these guys, and then we use the grouping by collector. And what this does, it's really, really powerful, and there's all kinds of other things you can do with it besides what I'm showing you here. But what we're doing here is we're saying, use the title of the search result. Remember, we get back here a stream of search results. And this is saying, collect all those search results into a map where the title, which is a string, is used as the key, and then take everything that is associated with that title and put it into a list of search results. So it's basically putting the list of search results into the same hash bucket, the map bucket, that corresponds to the title. So we end up effectively with a map where the titles are the keys and the search results corresponding to those titles are a list. That's the value. So the value is a list of the search results. And isn't that cool? I mean, look how ridiculously concise that is. It's really, really powerful. And you can do all kinds of other stuff. I'm not showing it here, but I'll show you some other examples as we go through the streams material. But that's one of the things you can do with Java 8. And this, once again, hopefully demonstrates the power of functional programming. Because if you tried to do this with a non-functional way, you would have a lot of extra code to write. Now that we're done with this, we go ahead, we got ourselves a map. And now for each entry in the map, each key value pair in the map, we go ahead and we print out the key, which is the title, like Hamlet, the Tragedy of Denmark, or whatever, or Macbeth. And then we go ahead and print out each of the search results, which is basically the list of phrases that corresponded to that title. So again, super duper concise way to write this. There are probably other ways to write it, but this is the way I chose to do it. Really simple, real easy to do, and not much programming on your part. Demonstrating again the power of declarative programming. This says what you want done, not how to do it, right? The high-level view is take the list of search results, turn them into one stream of search results, and then group them together by title and phrase that was found by title and print them. That's the high-level view, and the code is almost identical to what I just described. Okay, that is the end of part 2.